Welcome, everyone. We are live, and it is Tuesday. Ooh, good morning, Jeff. Good morning. Welcome to the space. This morning, we are talking about baby steps. I was talking to someone on Sunday, and they said those words to me. And then I was talking to someone yesterday, and they also said baby steps. I said, we're talking about baby steps because people take baby steps for granted. Baby steps. Think about what happens when babies take steps. They're learning to walk and they become more secure in their actions of walking. They become more confident. That's what baby steps do. Baby steps don't mean, you don't know what you're doing. That's not what baby steps mean. When we take baby steps, you see, we take those for granted. Imagine, if you will, a baby taking steps. And within a couple of weeks' time, that poor mother can't even catch the child. Why? Because they've become so confident and so sure of themselves that they run. Oh, yes. And there's nothing faster than a small child, and you're trying to catch them when they've got something that they shouldn't have. So, baby steps are nothing to turn your nose up at. Baby steps don't mean that you're taking a long time or that you're doing it wrong. That's not what it means. Baby steps are you and I practicing what we know so that we become more secure in it. That is baby steps. As with everything, you start a new job, you're in training. Those are baby steps because you are learning something new. Ponder that for a moment. You see, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves. We judge ourselves so viciously. When in actuality, compassion, graciousness with one's self is important. It truly is. And so, one of the other ways um, that I had been speaking about baby steps, sometimes I tend to procrastinate. Oh, yes, I do. I really do. And then you begin to recognize what you're doing. The baby step out of the situation, the first step is to recognize what you're doing. Recognize what you are doing when you're doing it. So that the baby step, the first step out is, oh, I'm doing that. That's what it is. Sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, we don't act. We feel heavy, we feel burdened. But the first step out of that is to recognize it when you feel it. You see, there's always a step, there's always a movement. Principle of vibration tells us that nothing stands still, everything moves. So obviously, we take a baby step in the direction we want to go in. You see, sometimes we take baby steps going in the other direction, worrying about, oh no, what have I done? Am I stuck forever? Am I ever going to change? See what we do? We're always taking baby steps in a direction. The question now becomes, which direction are you moving in? Towards your freedom or sustaining your captivity? Which one? How can you tell the difference? Well, when you're moving towards your freedom, you are now putting your mind upon the things and the people, pardon me, that you want to. You're not just thinking, according to the mood. Remember, it is the mood that you are in that will dictate your thoughts and the steps that you take. I will say it again. It is the mood or mental attitude that you are in that will determine your thoughts and the steps you take at all times. There aren't any exceptions to that. Like, not a single exception. There's no leniency when it comes to that. It is the mood that will dictate what you do. Think about your mood of hunger. What kind of hunger is it? How intense is the hunger? Well, you will act accordingly. See, this is why scripture can say, those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. What is righteousness? Right thinking. Right consciousness. See, it has nothing to do with being holier than thou at all. So your baby steps, you do not take those for granted. You celebrate them. Well, don't we celebrate the baby when it starts to walk? We're like, oh, you can do it, you can do it, come on, you can do it. We cheer them on. And when we take baby steps in the direction that we want to go in, why are you taking so long? You should know better. Look at you. Everybody else in your age group, they're ahead of you. Hmm. Hmm. What, you don't think that you deserve that same cheer? And remember, it has nothing to do with being deservedness of it all. It has nothing to do with the deservedness. Nothing at all. Oh, wait, so the baby deserves to walk? Hello? It is a natural progression. Walking is a natural progression, not a deservedness. Put it in its place. That's what I mean when I say we judge ourselves so harshly. When you take baby steps, it means first you have become aware, deliberately, of what you are doing and who you say you are. The next step, then, is to ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this the type of life or existence that I want to have? See, that's another step. The other step is when you make the decision, yes, this is what I want for my life. Well, then continue doing more of the same. But if you say, no, this is not what I want for my life, then you select another mental attitude. You see, someone asked me, Angela, how can it possibly be that simple? And I said, I don't know how it can be that simple, but I'm grateful that it is. Because that mental mood, that mental attitude is the driving force of our lives. It is what causes us to move to step. That's what it does. And I know sometimes people don't believe me. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to observe yourself, and you will see your mood. And then someone asked me a brilliant question. They said, but when I see the mood, isn't it because you put it there by giving me a suggestion? I thought that was kind of cool when they asked me that question. I said the only reason why you think I put it there by giving you a suggestion is because you're watching yourself and you're seeing your own mood. It's quite like if I say to you, I just love a Mercedes, and now you're going to go down the street and you're going to see Mercedes. You'll just start seeing them and you'll go, oh, Angela likes Mercedes. Do you know what happened there? As within, so without. As within, so without. I just simply made you aware of Mercedes. And so every morning I get up, I say these things to you to make you aware of who? Your own self. Just be aware of yourself. That is the most important thing. That is the foundation. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. That is the most important thing, is to know yourself. Because once you know yourself, that which you know you will do. Baby steps. Because for some, that is very challenging to hear. But it's not meant to, what's the word? It's not meant to challenge you in a quote unquote negative way. It is meant for you to look at yourself with a non-judgmental eye. And of course, I will always tell you the story because when I say baby steps, I also think about the stage that Popcorn is at right now. He's a teenager right now, 3 months old. That is their teenage years. And this is when they begin to find their voices. Now, they've made noise their whole lives. They have made noises their whole lives. They've listened to their mother make noises. And Lady has a noise that she makes, and every time she makes it, Popcorn runs for cover. Every single time. It's quite interesting to see. But now he is discovering that he has a voice. He's always had it. But he is discovering that it is his. And he's discovering deliberately how to use it. Because again, they've always communicated with their voices. Like you and I. We learn to speak. And we hear our voices. But then we become aware of the voice. And when you become aware of it, you start to do something with it. You do. And it is what you do with that voice now that you become aware of. Are you sure of yourself when you use it? Again, we go back. Now, this is a little bit when he was the same age as Popcorn, because that's when I got him. And the first time he crowed, it was the cutest sound ever. Because he was hearing himself. And then he did what? He did it again. He did it again. Another baby step, until he became sure of his own voice, sure of his own sound. That when he took a stance and he inhaled and he let that sound out, he knew whose voice it was. But it took him those baby steps. Now look at where those baby steps originated from. They originated from who he was. They originated from who he was. You see, he was a rooster. Thus, he crowed. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. So, that baby step that you are considering taking, perhaps you're afraid of taking it, perhaps you're unsure of taking it. that step is coming from you because of who you say you are. So the step that you take will match who you say you are. If you're a little bit unsure, then the step will be unsteady. If you are bold and confident, then so will the step be. You see how it always happens that way, as within, so without. So baby steps are nothing to turn one's nose up at. The baby step is showing you what you are, because you can only step according to who and what you say you are, as within, so without. So the more that you step, the more that you practice, the more confident you become. And the more confident you come, the bolder the step. You're not teetering and tottering anymore and wavering and, ooh, trying to steady yourself. No, that's not what you're doing anymore. The more that you practice, the more confident you become. So confidence then happens as a result of. Confidence does not emerge on its own. It happens as an effect. Your level of confidence that you exude is dependent upon the level of confidence you feel within yourself. As within, so without. I will always remember when they were talking to Blue Ivy, and she said they made her friends made, not her friends, but some people made fun of her and her dancing. And she says, well, I wasn't very confident. So I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. Baby steps, every single step that she took in rehearsal made her bold so that she could get on that stage and dance. Regardless of what people's opinions were of her, she knew she put in the work. She knew she practiced. She knew she stepped day in and day out. So you see, if you watch the trajectory, if you, not that I do it, but I saw the video of her and it would show you when she first started, and you could see the hesitation sometimes. You could see the uncertainty in herself. But the more she practiced, you saw how certain she became, how bold she became. And so your confidence, your boldness, your inner strength, it gets stronger the more you practice. So it doesn't matter what you practice, you're going to become bold in it. This is why it's important that you choose what you practice. So if you are practicing, what are you practicing? Paying attention to your mental mood, checking yourself. You're like, you know what? I don't like that aspect of my life. And I know it's just a habit. How do I make a habit? By practicing something over and over and over again. That's how I make a habit. Okay, so what behavior am I going to practice? And you start to see it in your mind's eye. Just like dancers, just like painters, just like teachers, they begin to see the curriculum in their mind's eye. They begin to see the steps in their mind's eye. And then what do they do in their mind's eye? They rehearse, they practice over and over and over and over and over inside until you become so full of it that it spills forth from you. That's what you're doing. So your baby steps accumulate. Hello? Your baby steps accumulate until they no longer remain baby steps. They're still steps, but they're not a baby anymore because you've grown. So today, my beautiful friends, as we go out into this world, recognize what you are doing. Because when you recognize what you are doing and how you're doing it, you will see exactly who you say you are. That's what's happening. You will see yourself. You walk out in those streets, your shoulders are slightly slumped, you got your head down. We call that in Barbados, we say, don't be a sheep stealer. You're ashamed, right? That's what we say in the Caribbean. Ah, don't be a sheep stealer. Hold up your head. But the head hangs according to how you feel on the inside. The head hangs according to how you feel on the inside. So in order for you to lift your head, you've got to lift the mood. I'll say that to you again. See, because when you lift the mood, everything else lifts. Doesn't it? Ask George, he'll tell you. The moment you lift the mood, everything else lifts. Houston, we have liftoff. Hello. So today, do not grudge your baby steps. Your baby steps don't mean that you're insignificant. It just means that you're learning and you're practicing, that you are in training. That's all it means. And sooner or later, one leaves the training ground, do they not? Children don't wear training pants forever. They wear them for a time. And then, if you think about it, all you're doing when you potty train is teaching them to feel the sensation of when they need to go, so that they become familiar with their own self. This is all you're teaching. What it feels like. What is that sensation? Does it tingle? And you gotta go. You feel pressure? Ooh, you got to go. So that's all we're ever learning. We're learning the sensation to know when to act. Think about that for a moment. And we've been doing it for so long. We've been doing it for so long that we can now circumvent it for a moment. You can delay it for a moment till you get where you're going, and then you go. So you see, you are learning what it feels like so that you know how to act. Because the action will naturally follow. Naturally. Remember, cause and effect travel together. They're travel buddies. One's not playing catch up with the other. No, they are there together. So when you learn the sensation of a full bladder, the only action you can now take is to empty it. So it is the learning, the baby step in beginning to recognize who and what you are. It is a feeling, it is a sensation that you get. You know, when they say it begins to bubble up in their chest, you can feel the anger as it rises within you. Feel that sensation. What is it telling you? But it's not telling you about someone else. It's telling you about you. It's telling you, you can be pushed to this limit before you act. Now, if you practice and take baby steps, not in the suppressing, but in the understanding or the comprehension of the sensation, you will find that the sensation will arise and you will delay the action of it. Naturally, you can circumvent it. But in order to circumvent it, because what you're doing is If somebody knows that they can come along and boop, 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 push your buttons, and they know exactly how you'll act, well, then who's in control of you? The one pushing the buttons, because they know when you will act. This is why observation of self is key. This is the first baby step, observation of self. Because when you observe yourself, you know when you will act. Now, if someone is observing you, they know when you will act. That's right. So one smart, dead at two smart door. That's something we say in Barbados as well. You see, the one smart is the one who's watching you to observe. And as I say this, I want you to expand. I want you to use the principle of correspondence to get what I'm saying to you. As above, so below. That part. So if you are observing the self to know when you act, know then that above, someone who or something who deems themselves smarter than you is doing the exact same thing. They are watching you. Hello, it is called Marketing 101. What can I do to get you to act? Now, when they're selling you something, they call it your pain point. How do they know your pain point? By observing you and the steps they can take. Hello, the what now? Steps, the baby steps they can take to get you to act. Now, how do they want you to act? You can tell how they want you to act based upon the stimulus applied. Cause and effect. You will know how someone wants you to act based upon the stimulus they use. Look at your life and you'll see it. Look out into the world and you will see it. But because we have not learned how to observe the self and how to feel the sensation of how we're going to act, because we're not deliberate, we are herded and funneled into action. Sounds intriguing. Sounds like California at the moment. Allegedly. Do you think that martial law? I keep telling you, baby steps. Watch. Observe the stimulus. And when you observe the stimulus, the thing that makes you feel, when you observe it and you see how it makes you feel, you will know how someone wants you to behave, how someone wants you to behave. But what I want you to grasp is that as long as you observe the self and you see what you are doing, you will know, wait a minute, if I act that way, well, then the only outcome is that. I don't want that outcome, so I'm going to act in a different way. That takes baby steps in observation to see oneself, because when you see the self, you see the supposed other. This is, how did I get here? How did I get here to tell you this morning? I don't know, but we're here, so hold on for the ride. Oh, are you okay, sweetness? Oh, he's awake. He's awake. Pay attention to the stimulus. How does it feel? How does it make you feel? When you can recognize how something makes you feel, you will know. Oh, you're tired. You will know how. You will know how you're going to act. You'll know just by paying attention, by observing. So it might seem tedious. It may seem tedious to observe. But if you take that baby step in observation, in practicing observation, you'll begin to notice what is going on around you. And then you will not fall prey to manipulation. What, you think I'm telling you this because I'm bored? I'm showing it to you because it is the principle of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. Because as within, which is you know how you will act on the outside. But then if you pay attention and you take it up a notch to as above, so below, you will begin to observe what is happening around you. And when you can see what is happening around you because you have taken the baby steps in observing what is happening within you, you think somebody will pull the wool over your eyes? You think somebody will trap you in an argument? You think someone will funnel you into acting in a way that you don't want to? No. Because you have spent your time taking what now? Baby steps in self-observation. Your observation is not in vain. You're not watching yourself because you've got nothing better to do. You are watching yourself because this is how you learn. It is how you learn. You realize that when he first started crowing this morning, ooh, it was a little questionable. But now it's stronger, isn't it? One doesn't start strong. We start and we build upon what we have, thereby becoming stronger. So strength is not something you start out with. You learn it. It is a result of what you practice. You become stronger naturally. I don't know if my eardrums get any stronger, to be honest. I don't know, but we are sure gonna test it, aren't we? Um, but that is what is so beautiful about baby steps. You don't, like, I can feel it throughout my whole body. Seriously, I can feel it throughout my whole body. Mm. But those baby steps are not to be taken for granted. Ever. Because it is with those tiny little steps, right? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with what now? A single step. So you do not take steps for granted. You practice them. And the steps you take are determined by the mental attitude and mood that you occupy. And that is where I will land this morning. Okay? Because I'm taking steps in getting to work earlier. I just am. Getting my routine solid, you know. But remember today, as you go out into the world, you learn and you apply those baby steps. And those steps do not remain baby because you don't remain baby, you grow. So because you grow, the steps now grow to match you. Always. So today, my beautiful friends, as you hear the chime and jigging, make a simple decision to not judge yourself when you're first starting out. Don't do that. But you cheer yourself on. I'm learning, hoo-hoo, I'm learning, yeah. And you practice and you celebrate your learning. Why though? Because as you celebrate learning, every time that you have to learn, you will celebrate that new thing that you learn. Because you're teaching yourself how to do what? You're teaching yourself the mental mood of learning in general. As opposed to, oh my God, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't want to learn that. Look at the mental attitude and then look at what happens as a result of that mental attitude when you go to learn. You block yourself from learning. You delay your learning. So learning is inevitable. We all learn all day, every day. But if you approach the learning with a very specific mental attitude of, wait a minute, we're always learning, so I may as well have fun with this one. Oh, how exciting. Because you know the result of learning. You know the outcome of learning. You get stronger in what you practice. That is the outcome, is it not? Good, bad, or indifferent, it is the outcome. And that is what you know as cold, hard fact. So when you get up to learn something, you learn with that in mind. I will only get better with what I learn. Hello. So I will choose what I'm going to learn so that I know that I am the best. Not the best in comparison to someone else, but the best in what you were previously. Well, anywho, let me get the chime. And as you hear the chime and jigging, observe your baby steps and celebrate them. A little bit. You observe your baby steps and you celebrate them. Let's get the chime. Blow smiles. Hi, Pookie. Hi. Right over here, sweetness. Over there. Right there. Let Mama get the chime. Okay? And let Mama get the chime. Whew. Hallelujah. And before I do the countdown, let's welcome everybody, shall we? Jeff, I see you in these YouTube streets. You made yourself known in the chat. And for the others in these YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok streets, I see you. Even though you didn't say hello to me in the chat, I see you. Oh, let's go. Hello, let's go. I see you here in the Twitter world. Twitter's working for me today. Hello. It's very good. Um, let's see here. Who's on fan base with us this morning? Oh, that lovely Ursula is here. Miss McQueen. Summer Rose. She's here too. Moon and Dolphin Duck. Ray Ray. Michael and Flo Smiles. I see you all. Thank you all for being here. And you know how it is. Thank you all for being here today. And you know I look forward to seeing you. I look forward. Yes, we look forward to hearing you too, a little bit. Don't you fret, honey. We look forward every day to hearing you. We do. So fan base, I'm coming. But for everybody else, your girl is up on out of here. And I will see you in the morning. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Fanbase. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dude, you're missing your cue. Hello? Little bit. That's your cue. Eh, you don't want number one? Well, I'll take it. Thank you. 1. Better late than never to the party. Peace out, everybody. I'm coming, fan base.